Hello.
Thank you for calling Mr. Girl Hotline. How can I help you?
So, I would like to speak about Reckful, but
Okay.
from perspective of an Israeli person. I'm an Israeli person, and as you know, they immigrated from Israel to America.
Yes. Are you going to be on screen, or should I put the TV away?
Maybe not this stream. Maybe if I come back again.
All right.
So
Yes, Reckful was Israeli.
yeah, and specifically his brother Guy, who committed suicide.
Yeah.
It seems to me, and I'm going on a limb here. It seems to me like he he failed to integrate to America properly. Um, Maybe felt alone or something. Like Reckful emigrated at a much younger age, and you can tell there's some videos of him speaking Hebrew on YouTube, and you can tell like that his Hebrew is bad and he
Hmm.
can't read Hebrew.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, only speaks with his mom and his brother, from what I could see, Hebrew with his whole family, I guess. But um, so I'll give another example. There's a video where Reckfall goes into the old MMORPG he used to play before WoW,
Yeah.
something Asheron something, and the character there is called Yanti Parazi, and he starts laughing, and the chat doesn't get it, and he says, "Oh, it's something in Hebrew. It means cow fucker. You're not gonna get it." And me being coincidentally the same age as Reckful, like being born the same year, I
Yeah.
heard that thing being said to me at school, at the breaks during school from kids older than me. So like,
Yeah.
probably that's something he heard from his brother, and that means so. So his character was named Yanti Parazi, and that's
Okay.
something people would come up to you and say, "Oh, say Yanti Parazi," because it doesn't mean anything. And then once you say it over and over again, you actually say like Yanti Parazi, and then you actually say Zianti Para, which means I fucked a cow. And it's funny, like it's a gotcha for kids in the playground. So that's like, for me, it feels it's like something he probably heard from his brother.
Hmm.
That his brother was like, that's like he brought the culture to America, and his brother moved there with before Facebook or social media, all those things, right? So he probably really felt isolated, and even after high school in Israel, when you turn 18, even if you had a shitty experience in high school, then when you turn 18, oh, uh, you're gonna go to the army because it's mandatory. So it's a pretty shitty situation. Some people who have like an uncle or a dad that was a fighter, they're excited to do that. But most people are like, oh, this is gonna be hell. I'm gonna fucking have to do this shit. But the silver lining is then that when you're done with boot camp and you go to the mall, it doesn't matter if you were a fucking loser in high school. You're gonna go to the mall with your uniform and a weapon, and all those 17, 18-year-old girls that didn't like you in high school now, like, and you saw them dating like the soldiers when you were in class with them. Now you're gonna be that guy.
Hmm.
And it feels like maybe like his brother was missing out on all that, and maybe he had a hard time in America. Maybe his English was never quite good, like just because they obviously spoke Hebrew in the house. Maybe his brother wasn't into computers, so like he didn't get his English like very good. I really don't know when his brother emigrated, but I thought it's interesting to have this conversation because during one of your videos, analyzing the talk between Dr. K and Reckful mentioned that like he never speaks about Guy with his family, like like they never the subject never came up. They don't speak about it. So
Yeah.
I wanted to speak about it. I wanted like to give my perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that. If I don't know if you
That.
have like anything you want to ask about that.
Um. I think we have a tendency. Um. Audiences have a tendency to um, try to piece together what happened with what information we have. And that's very understandable. But I think with something as complex as suicide or depression or mental illness, like I feel like this happens to me a lot where people are like, I saw you say this thing 3 weeks ago, and now you're saying this other thing, and they must be connected. Or they're like, I saw somebody say like, Mr. Girl looks really tired and upset. It's probably because of, and then they'll start like pulling data from like another thing I said. When like, you know, you guys are really only seeing like 5% of my life. Like I have all these relationships and experiences that have nothing to do with streaming or what you see, and they affect me profoundly, and you don't even ever know they happened. And I think that the same thing that I think that you're providing valuable insight on one hand because it's a perspective we haven't heard or talked about, and I really appreciate that. But on the other hand, I just want to be careful and cautious about trying to draw conclusions about somebody's mental state from the very limited information we have. I just think
Oh
that
yeah, for
these
sure.
these things are just really complicated, and we don't know. Even people who, it's just not a well understood phenomenon. Like even to people's like friends and family and loved ones and therapists and stuff. So
Yeah, to be clear, I definitely don't think that like just because he wasn't, if it was the case that he had problem integrating, that's just me going on a limb. Even if that was the case, I don't think that's why he committed suicide. I think obviously there was something, there was bad parenting. Okay, no matter how you look at it, like what type of bad parenting, something went wrong there in some degree. That's, I think that should be agreeable. Uh, but and again, I'm not placing the blame on the parents. You know, I don't want to do that. But yeah. And another thing, you said that like during the video, that the latest video, I think part 4, when you analyzed the treatment with
yeah,
Dr. K, and I'm calling it a treatment, right? Um,
yeah,
you paused at least once and said, oh, like I want their parents to sue him, like just based on this thing. And
yeah.
I just wanted to tell you, in my opinion, is that you should be careful if you get the chance to talk to the family, because his mom, he said, Byron said in one of his streams that his mom had a suicide pact with him.
I know.
It's probably like a game of chicken. She probably said that so he would never do it, because then he would have to deal with the idea that she would do it after, and he doesn't want her to do it. I don't know. Maybe she meant it. I don't know. But just be careful, because you know because if they never spoke about Guy in the family, and this is a very sensitive information, just I don't see how they could deal with a trial. You know what I mean? Like, what's the incentive financially? It's not going to bring it back. And financially, they have probably his money, probably whatever he has left from the game that he was working on, that drained all his money. And
I think you're doing it again.
yeah, okay. Sorry.
You see what I'm saying? Where you're taking a few
Yeah, yeah,
pieces of
yeah.
information and you're trying to draw out this whole picture, and I just don't think. I think it's a very incomplete picture, and like you're good at connecting the dots, but there's a lot of dots that we can't see. So I don't. Especially now that you're speculating like on the mental state of people who are like alive, I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, fair enough. No, and there's also no point in me like talking for several minutes at a time, right? There's no point. It's just going on a limb, right? If there's nothing, if there's no
Yeah.
back and forth, it's also pointless. Um, okay, so that's about Reckful. That's that. I wanted to say that I like watching the, this show, and the last one as well, the Advice and Confessions. I like those the most. I found your channel because of Reckful. And the only bad take, the biggest bad take, like the one that was really, I think, objectively bad, is the part when you talked about the HIV test and that girl, when you had the results and it was negative,
Mm-hmm.
but you just threw it away, and it wasn't good enough for her, and then it became an issue of trust. Like, wait, you think I would be lying to you? Then I don't want to have sex with you anymore, right? I think it's like it's unfair, Like the point of doing the test is to show her the document, Like because any guy
No,
that would have a positive,
wait. I would never have agreed to show her the document from the outset.
oh, and you okay, but you never talked about it. She probably
No,
assumed you would show it.
she did, and I assumed that I wouldn't.
Okay.
But there's a difference between my assumption was I need to go get tested to prove to myself that I don't have an STD so that we can have sex. Not to prove to you that I don't have an STD, but so that I know, because I don't know. There's no way for me to know unless I get tested. But you having physical proof straight from the doctor of like my medical record is different. That's a different test. That's a test to see if I have an STD, but also if I'm a liar.
Okay.
And I'm willing to
No, I
take
get
one
it.
of those. I'm
Yeah.
willing to take one test, but I'm not willing to take the other test. So like if for example,
I
if on the first date, if she's like, "Oh, that's so cool that you're from Massachusetts," that's something that's important to me, and I bond with you about this because we're both from back east. And then I'm like, "Oh, nice. Um, do you have, where's your birth certificate? You said you were born in Massachusetts, right?" But that's important to me, but it's also important to me that it's true. So show me
well, I
show
don't
me
think
your
it's a good
wait,
argument.
don't fucking interrupt me. Let me finish. Stop it. Everybody stop it. I can't stand it. So if I say I just want you to understand, like, don't stop. I can see what you're doing already and it's infuriating. The analogy is not mappable one to one.
Okay, okay. I'm moving
For the
beyond that.
love of God, the point I'm making is that there are two things that are separate that are both happening. One is, where are you from? Do you have any STDs? And the other is, I need physical proof from you in order for me to believe anything you say if it's something really important to me. And if the amount of trust between us is at that level where if I look you in the eye and tell you something, you think I might just be outright lying to you, then I don't want to have sex.
Yeah,
So that's
I
me.
agree
So
completely.
again, it's like the doll review. I'm the one who said no. I said no to sex. I was not insisting that we still have sex at that point. I said, if you need to see this piece of paper, I'm no longer interested in having sex with you.
Okay, but I totally get it if you were like as open with her and as honest with her and had a relationship with her like you have with your audience now. But if it was the Max before, the Max that was like pleasing everyone all the time and smiling, then maybe she wouldn't trust you. Maybe she was like, oh yeah, maybe he's lying. I can tell. I don't know if you were the open, honest Max with her, or the Max before.
I've always been honest in the sense of if I look you in the eye and tell you I don't have a fucking STD, then I don't.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I
But I
have been a
guess,
people pleaser. I have told white lies before. I've been avoidant. I've been dishonest by omission. I've never looked somebody in the eye and just lied my fucking ass off about something like that. I've never done that. And I was not doing that at the time. And she made it pretty clear, like, it's not about you. I've just had a lot of people lie to me. And like, I've had people, lie specifically about this or about sex or about cheating on people. And she also was just, like I said, like, she didn't want me to take a picture of my butt in her apartment. Like, she was just a very guarded, private person who just feels like anybody she lets into her life or her space or her body is like a huge liability. And she just wants to see the proof that I just need to see proof that you're not fucking me over. And like that I don't think it had anything to do with me. I think she was just like, this is just how I am. And I was like, well, the way I am is that I need trust. I need trust in order. I do not want to be held at arm's length. If we're going to have sex, I need you to take the risk. all the risks that
Oh,
go
that's
along with
cool. I
that.
get it. It's just that if a guy, no, I get it. I absolutely get it. I'm just saying that if a guy was positive and he still wanted to have sex, he would just do what you did. Just say, "Oh, I threw it away." So, I understand,
Some
but
people would, but
you can't blame her.
I'm not blaming
Like
her. I'm
you,
just saying I
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
like it, and I didn't. You're like the reason I get so mad about this is because the implication is that I have to have sex with her on her terms, and I'm saying like
yeah. I get it.
I don't have to. I can say no. I said no. I was like, oh, if that's the deal, then we're done. Like, no. I was mad about it, and I talked to her about how I was mad about it. But that's not. I wasn't saying I'm entitled to have sex with you. I was just saying I'm mad about what you did. I'm mad that you're trying to make me jump through these hoops in order to have sex with you. I think it's fucked up. So I blame her in like a sense that like I didn't like it, and I think it's kind of fucked up, and I think it's excessively guarded. But I understand her reasons for doing it. I can empathize, even though I think it's not fair to me.
All right, fair enough. Um, about the orange and peeling the orange with your teeth, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe a video idea. Maybe
yeah.
take the peel and make marmalade out of it. Don't throw it away.
I eat an orange a day.
Okay, but you don't eat the peel. You throw the peel away.
I do. There's a lot of
Marmalade
orange
is
peel. There's a lot of orange peel
yeah,
getting thrown
marmalade is
out.
made with the peel.
All right, Shaylin. Shaylin, I need you to make these orange peels into marmalade. I think this guy's right. So we're gonna start saving these orange peels, and we're not gonna throw out any orange peels. It's all gonna be made into marmalade, and that's your job.
I'm sorry, Shannon.
And he's sorry. I think you're right.
Yeah.
One final thing.
One more quick point about Reckful. I think
Yeah.
it was a mistake on his part of never visiting Israel, because he would have like seen a lot of what he missed in his brother there. But mostly because if Israeli media knew that like the biggest streamer at the time on Twitch was him. Like if he visited once, just once, because I have friends in Israel that play WoW. I don't play MMORPGs or anything, but I have friends that know him and really like him. Like Israelis, and like if he just visited once and got some connections, then the media news cycle would just never let Dr. K go. I'm telling you, like in Israel, it would have been a huge story. I think like that ship has sailed. I think it's too late for that, but I think if you're interested, you could still go on like gaming podcast, Israeli gaming podcasts, and bring it up. I think that would be like a
If you have
decent
more
idea.
specific suggestions about how to make that happen, please put them in my inbox in the Discord.
Yeah, sure, sure,
I would be interested in doing that.
sure. And you can kick me out whenever you want, but I have more topics, so
Okay,
I'm just gonna
last
ask
one.
them.
Last one.
Okay, last one. Let me check choose quickly. All right. You said you don't like makeup,
Yeah.
right? But what about accents, fake accents? Like, do you think if Dr. K told Reckful, all you need to do is meditation and everything will be fine, do you think like everyone would have like taken him as seriously, or do you think that's honest? Because English isn't his mother language, right? The accent, he has an accent, right?
He has a extremely slight Indian accent, but he speaks English 99% perfectly. I mean,
Yeah,
I would say he speaks English better than most Americans, and with a almost pure American accent. So I don't get what you're
I
saying.
agree. But that's not the question. The question is, obviously, when he started learning English, he didn't speak that way. Don't you think that's equivalent? Like acquiring an accent, isn't that
Dr. K
like
was born in
equivalent to?
Texas. Dr. K was born in Texas. He probably did speak that way.
All right, fair enough. Sorry.
Yeah,
All right, kick me, please.
he's not an immigrant. Okay. Thank you for calling. Take care.
Thanks.